This is the MBA Wire with Mateo Chang, episode 1. Just press the play button here. Play. Okay, play.
Inspirational MBA talk with successful alumni to motivate you during your application run. We go behind the scenes of every story, talk business, and show you why it's worthwhile to never give up on your MBA dream. And now, here's your host with the most, Mateo Chang.
Hey, welcome to the MBA Wire. I am your host, Mateo Chang. This is the very first episode of this podcast, and basically it's just going to be me today. I'm here to explain a little bit more about what the MBA Wire is all about, why it was created, and just to give you guys a little bit of background information before we start providing you with some amazing content. So let's go. Just to start it off, today I am a TOEFL teacher at a consulting office based out of São Paulo, Brazil. I help MBA candidates prepare for the TOEFL test, as well as I do some of the editing and revising. But my core activity there is interview coaching. So I help students develop their interviews so that they can present themselves as the best possible candidates in their MBA interview process. Now, this consulting office, we help many students get their MBAs abroad. I help them achieve their dreams. So I accompany my students' progress throughout the 1 to 2 year marathon that they have to go through in this application process. I mean, and it's. I know how hard it is. I know how challenging it is. I've actually witnessed a few students give up on their dreams, and that's just what really got me going to wanting to create this podcast. I understand how hard it is. I know that we all need some motivation once in a while. We all need that inspirational push. We all hit challenges and difficulties throughout any type of activity that we're pursuing. So having seen a few people give up, that just really hit me in the heart. I mean, I had to figure out a way. How do I help people even further than what I'm trying to do? I want to impact other people's lives. I want to impact the world, in that sense. I mean, that's very cliche, I think you can say, but I'm taking action. So I decided to create this podcast basically to provide some motivational and inspirational interviews with a wide variety of people who are in the MBA world. So I would be interviewing MBA students, students who have just gotten accepted, students who have done their first year, and even alumni, as well as consultants from different consulting offices around the world. And hopefully this podcast can make enough noise where I can start getting some admissions officers, from these schools to be able to provide an interview and give some nice information and more importantly, motivation for the students who are applying today. Basically, this MBA Wire has been created to help you through this MBA application journey, this process, this roller coaster ride, so that when you hit those lows, you can listen in or even when you're on your high, you just listen in and listen to the stories of the people who have made it, who have gone through what you've gone through, who have entered their MBAs and have also exited their MBAs, but continue to be successful today, and how the MBAs have affected their lives. So in a sense, I want to provide you guys with a post-application process view of the MBA, like, what goes on right after you're accepted, what to expect when you get to the school, when you get to the city that, you're going to be living in for the next 2 years. This type of information, it's so hard to come by. I mean, you get a very general view of things, but it rarely hits home. You really don't, how many of you have an idea of exactly what each club does? You know that there are hundreds of clubs in different schools, but what do they actually do? What are their main activities? I mean, what's so exciting about a club? And I'm going to tell you that, after having interviewed many students who have done their MBAs, I can tell you that these clubs, the activities on campus, the teachers, just the experience in itself is so is so amazing and life-changing. And that's what I'm here attempting to show you. Also, I wanted to kind of just give you guys a disclaimer as far as my speaking skills. Obviously, they're not the best. I mean, I'm not a public speaker or anything yet. Hopefully, one day I can get to that point. But this podcast is also for me personally. Mainly just a couple of important things. I would say first off, it's very gratifying. I've worked in many different industries throughout my life. I've worked in the automobile, the shipping, retail, wholesale, and real estate businesses. And, they were fun. They were great. They supplied me with the economic stability I needed at the time, but none of them really gratified me until I began working with MBA students. And this has just been an amazing time of my life. I could not be happier without having helping another person. I think that's what life is all about, right? How much do we help the person next to us? So, the first reason I'm doing this is very personal. It's just a very gratifying activity for me. The second reason also is because I want to improve my speaking skills. I want to be able to speak and to, communicate my thoughts, my ideas, and my expertise, even better. To a wide variety of audiences. I mean, I'm starting it off here, in Brazil and all, but I'm hoping to really just this podcast to reach people in, from all over the world, like Africa, Asia, India, all the international students out there. And who knows, one day I'll be able to have just a significant amount of content for even students who are living in the United States, because I know the process and everything is different for them. So I'm going to focus on the international students for now. In this MBA Wire, it's not just interviews. I will provide you guys with, tips on how to improve in the TOEFL. Paulo Cesar, one of my interviewees and mentors, the guy who really got me into this, who inspired me to do this, he's an expert in the GMAT proficiency test, and he will also be providing some crucial information on how to improve your GMAT scores, as well as, we're going to give you tips on the application process, on what to expect after you're accepted, and I will also be giving you some tips on how to improve your interview. So, I have a ton of content coming. It's a slow start and all. I'm just asking you to bear with me for now, but I will be able to provide you guys with some amazing content in the near future. So this is great. I'm very excited for this, and I hope you are as excited as I am. This is just going to be a wild ride to help you throughout this journey. Just a few more things before I kind of close. I know it's going to be a short episode, and that's how I want to keep it, because the focus is not me. The focus here is you. How can I help you? Okay. Go visit my website at www.thembawire.com. There will be places there where you can, click and send an email. Give me your feedback after you've heard some of the interviews. Send me the questions that you want answered, because, that's what it's all about. How am I going to help you? So if you can send me those questions and I can, implement those into the interviews, that would be amazing for both you and I. So definitely send me some emails, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. I will try to make myself as available as possible for you. And not only that, I'd like to also thank a few people who really helped me throughout this process. Some include Paulo Cesar Moraes, from Philadelphia Consulting, one of my students, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for this podcast. She was responsible for about 80% of the equipment, for helping, bring this stuff overseas, and just this would not have existed without you, Jacqueline. So thank you very much. And apart from them, I want to be able to just thank all the other people who have helped me with this podcast. Some of the inspirations that I have had my inspiration comes from John Lee Dumas, who has a podcast called The Entrepreneur on Fire. He was the one that kind of really got me riled up to take action and go. Another one who, the godfather of podcasts, I would say in this sense, is Pat Flynn. This guy tears it up every podcast, gives listeners some just amazing information on how to build their businesses and everything. So go ahead and check them out. You will find these on the resources page on my website. And please, after you've listened to some of the interviews, if the content here has impacted your life, I would greatly appreciate it if you would, just hop in to the iTunes store or wherever you are from wherever you're listening to this, whatever platform you listen to this podcast, leave a review. Please leave some feedback, leave a review. I would love a 5-star review, but just be honest. I'm not here. I don't want to sell you guys something that, that's not impactful. Okay. So be honest. But if you really enjoyed this content, I thank you. A 5-star review. Thank you very much. That'd be awesome. Okay. I think that's about it as far as my list. Again, like I said, I'm very new at this. I'm a newbie. So, I'm very excited that you're here with me from the very beginning. Maybe in about a year or two, you're going to listen back to this very first podcast, and then you'll realize, how much I've also evolved. Hopefully that's my gain from this. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy doing. So thank you for listening in. I really hope you enjoy what I have for you. Hop on over. I mean, this is short, so hop right on over to the second one and just start listening in just to get an idea of what's to come. All right? Hey, citizens of the Wire, thank you so much for listening in. This is the MBA Wire. Catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning into the MBA Wire. Would you like to know more? Visit us online at thembawire.com today and leave your questions and feedback. While you're there, sign up for an exclusive free audio series to help you strengthen your MBA interview. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the MBA Wire.